installation number 2 for today. We are going to show you our newest kit. Very excited about this. We're calling it the Braptor. Can you guess why? Of course, it's going to look like the Raptor. This is a kit, obviously, when we saw the Raptor, that factory graphics kit is awesome. And we thought, you know, what better thing to do than add some color to that. So on our Badlands, we've done this kit in orange. We're going to do just like you see on the Raptor. It's going to come up from the corner of our rear door and come up over that rear fender. Obviously, this is only for the 4-door for now. We will do this for the 2-door. And not sure if we're going to have any Raptors in anytime soon, but if we do, we'll see what we can do on that. This kit will not come with any text in it. If you want to do something custom, we can. But again, this is just something similar to what is OEM on the Raptor itself. We were also going to be offering a hood that's going to mimic the same graphic, just to give it some balance. Everything is going to do. We're going to use a satin laminate on this. Most of our kits we use gloss. This one really looks best with satin. Just gives some pop off that gloss paint. Anyway, we think you guys are going to love it. It's a pretty simple install. Everything is going to be cut to fit. It's going to have the hole cut out for the door, so we just get that into position. The tricky part that we found is getting it lined up. You want to make sure we're exactly even on that, or split on that door, so we have enough just to hit that edge here. And then, and then again, of course, that cut here along the fuel door. Let's take a quick look at this kit over here, and we'll see if we can get this installed, done in one take. I've been on a thing here. I want to try to get these things done in under half an hour. I think this one will be 20 minutes. This, again, is going to be our hood. And as you see these now, these are masked. This is our air mask. So if you see any weird imperfections in it, even stuff like, you know, our hands are on this. Everything we do is by hand, trimming, cutting, everything like that. But again, that's the finish. So even if you did order gloss, you are going to get this same mask on top of it. But as you can see, hood, driver's side. I've already done the passenger side. Once we're done, we'll get a little video and again do a quick walk around. Again, I absolutely love this kit. So let's go ahead and pop this over here. We'll lay this up on the hood. And I've got my trusty little workbenches here. I like to do that. That gets me up on the tire so I can get a bird's eye shot of that, get up on top of that hood, makes it a lot easier for installation. Our tools we're going to need, obviously, we're going to provide you with a hard squeegee, which is fine to get on that mask. But if you do take off that mask and you want to squeegee on that, we do recommend something soft. We should have those on the site soon, but if not, you can use an old t-shirt, put a microfiber around the hard edge of that squeegee, and you should be just fine. Lots of masking tape, pair of scissors, razor blade, and then of course prepping and cleaning. We do not recommend putting this over ceramic coating. Should you have ceramic coating, what we have found that works is a little bit of polishing compound just on that area. Please check with your detailer before doing so. I sure don't want you to take that off or damage anything, but again, for us, that's what's been working for us, and we have not had any issues yet. And I think that's it. Again, the alcohol water solution, we use a 30% alcohol, 70% water in a standard size spray bottle. And again, that's just to clean the contaminants off your paint. I keep this thing, our Bronco, pretty clean. So I've got lots of detailer spray on here, which again allows me to get these graphics on and off pretty quickly as we're constantly changing them. So anyway, we'll kind of get more into that as we start applying. And yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pull over the other pieces and show you how to tape this piece up on the rear. You know, most people don't like the kits, especially when you have doors off. It's going to change the whole look of that. This one actually will work well. We can even take some pictures. I'll pull that front door off here for some photos. But again, this works great with those orange accents. I'm just going to put that up there for now. And we've got this kit in blue, which is going to go great with your black diamond. We also have it in a standard gray, kind of like, you know, the gray black, which works also very well for this. You'll see that in our photos. And we also do a caramel chocolate kind of color. can't print bronze, but we can get pretty close. We have that on our 3-bar and 3-bar only, and then we'll offer that for this as well. We also put that one on, and I was very happy with how that looked. Looks very good with bronze wheels. We're likely going to be doing some badge overlays. We did that on our photos as well. But again, this being the orange, I think you're going to be very happy with how this turns out. Be liberal with your masking tape. It's only masking tape. Put some up there for that hood. And let's go ahead and hit this rear piece first. And like I said, the trick on this one is getting this door lined up. You can see here we've got the cutout here for that body line, and it's going to basically sit right on top of that fender. Back a little bit and then centered right on that door handle area. If you're a little high, it's just going to be really close to that edge. We've done this a couple times and have still tweaked it just a little bit, but I think we finally hit that sweet spot. I'm going to tape here. As you can see, this is basically right up against the right, the rear fender, giving you just a little bit of tuck to wrap around that edge. And if you come back down here, again, you follow that line. Don't worry so much about this. I've had a little bit of overhang on here. As long as we have enough to tuck the bottom of the rear door, we're good. And I'm liking that right there. Now here, I do want a couple pieces of tape because I don't have anywhere to place that hinge. So again, making that mark there, just having an extra isn't going to hurt. You can always take that back off. But this is going to be my mark right here. So again, and actually, since I've done this a couple of times, I do still want to show you, make sure you're happy with how that sits. So laying these over, you'll see that overlap. Again, that's about 1/4 inch, 3/8. And that's going to line up right there towards the back. So I can tape that into place. I mean, again, I know this is going to lay because this is the 4th one we've done. But I just wanted to show you how that's going to fit, and obviously mirror for the passenger side. So with that down there, I'm going to do the same thing that we do. My little trick is to just tear this, use the corner of that blade or that squeegee, tear that tape, and that's our mark we're going to hit. And our vinyl, as you can tell, we're not using any water, no soapy solution. This is all dry install vinyl. We're using a 3M, yours will be a 180 MC, which is a commercial grade cast film. It's for long term. They're going to get the most life out of that. And again, I did mention careful with that exposed edge. I got that step there, but so kind of holding that there, we're going to come back and hit that tape line. You can kind of see what I did there. It's just lightly tacked up on that spot. And now we can work. Work in over that fender. So I know a lot of people are scared about the dry installs. We're very happy with it. It's just what I call technology. It makes everything so much easier, but you do have to have that placed. It is forgiving, so if you need to lift it, you can. But again, it's not that kit that you can slide into position. Additionally, make sure your hands are clean because you will be touching the adhesive side of this. I'm just going to let that kind of lay, work that back down. And again, we're just working our way down. We're going to have some overhang on that bottom of that door, which is fine. Now to pick this up, again, there's really no edge I can get to peel this off, so I found this one spot right above that door handle. I'm just going to get that started there. And again, you'll see a couple spots there. Those will just come right out. If not, we open that door, we can pull that right out. When you pull this mask off, you don't want to pull right towards yourself. You want to kind of keep that flow on the vehicle, almost like you're pulling it 180 degrees against itself. Pull away from those edges, or with the edges. Again, now that we've got that down, I'm going to go ahead and open up this door. And we can kind of, again, on any little spots, lift, pull that out. Like I said, it's forgiving, so we can kind of pull, give it a little stretch just to get over those. You got three corners there, multi angles there. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's start working that down again. All the way open, and we can come back in, and we can use the heat gun on this. I've got very little tuck on this, so again, it's right up to that edge, and the heat gun will soften it. We come back and set these corners. The heat gun, this is really soft vinyl, so it's really not too bad. But if it is a little tricky for you, a little bit of heat will take care of that. Again, we're just doing this as a demo, so I'm not too concerned about anything on the back side of this. But if you want that to look pretty, get that nice and soft, and it'll make a nice bend around those corners, or a nice roll around this edge. And that fits right up against that painted seal in there. All right. And again, we're going to match this one right up to it. And again, on that, we're just going to kind of follow that body line. Make sure it's straight. And this is why it's so important to get these straight. Our now is a little bit low on that, which is you just want to make sure that line's going to be straight. You've got a little bit of wiggle room, but again, you want to get as close as you can on this. Lost that piece of tape. Pull that down again. Let's see where we're at with that. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna do another piece of tape. What I'm gonna do is let this fold over. So this one is very important here. Come straight across. And I've had so much detail on here, it's not sticking very well. I know this is going to come up on me when we hit this, but we'll make do. Is that coming up again? All right, thank you, Gian. And real careful when you cut on this. You want to make sure you're not hitting your paint. So pull away just a little bit. There you go. And that did still hold. We can go ahead and tack and start working our way down this. This one we are going to go right over that crease. And that's where that heat gun is going to come in. This film is very forgiving. And we are going to heat that and roll that, let that roll right in. Now I can take that tape off. And again, overlapping strokes. A little bit off on that, so I can pull that up. Just line up right up there with it. Right below it. Let's see how easy this stuff is to work with. I'll leave that right where it was. Fix. Okay, so I got a little bit of wrinkle there. Again, pull that right back up. And going over these compound curves, you know, I know it's not a lot, but you do have some curve on this. That's why you want that wrap film, and that's why you want that air mask transfer paper on there. We can do paper. It just means we got to remove that paper and then go back over it again on top with the on the vinyl itself with your squeegee. So now that that's tacked, we're gonna go ahead and pull this off. Remember that 180 right up against it. Go slow and make sure you got all those spots down. And then we want to make sure we're not on that door. We're going to open up this door and tuck these edges. There we go. The heat gun. Let me go grab that heat gun. I do want the heat gun for this. Give me 1 second. Oops, and I just unplugged it. All right, I'm back. Just a little bit warm. I'm going to soften that vinyl. And that makes that super easy to roll those edges. And right along here on the bottom. I've got a whole little spot right there. There we go. Let's give me a little bit of a hard time on this. So again, this can show you how pliable this material is. But I had two stubborn spots there at the bottom of that. So I'm gonna get those out. Warm that up again. There we go. All right, and then the heat gun up here is where the main thing I wanted to show you guys was. There's not a whole lot of recession, so I'm just going to roll that right out. And the last thing is that cut. Oh, thank you, John. Remember that blade away from the side. What I'm doing is using that top of that blade to kind of rest on the vinyl. Let that blade be just a little bit off that edge so it's cutting right in the middle. I'm right-handed, this side's a little bit trickier for me. Yeah, off a little bit there, but this would still work. I did not cut through there. Ah, a little jagged. So we can go back and clean up those edges or just make sure they're tucked well for this. All right. You want to go back again, go over that with a little bit of heat, just make sure nothing comes up. If there's any spots that you missed, you'll see a little bubble come up. Take that heat away, use your thumb or push that back down. If you have to lift this again, you can. the spot there. Again, this is real forgiving material. Trick is just to take your time, measure twice, make sure you get that where you want it. I think we're done for the rear. Let's go ahead and knock out that hood piece, and we'll be done. On this one, I'm going to want a couple pieces of masking tape. Again, we've done these hoods so many times, I know exactly where they go. But to tell you guys, for your first time, you're going to want about 1/8 of an inch of paint showing in the rear. Kind of like that factory look. Some people like to roll that edge. I like it there because I want to have an alignment point. And about 1/8 of an inch to that bead there, or that crease where this starts to roll over, right along this edge. And we're going to go ahead and tape this one. And then go check that other side. And I can tell you right now, I need more on this side. So I'm going to tape that side, come back, release that, push it over just a little bit. And again, if you want to measure this, you can off the edge of the hood, but it really just takes one edit on this to get this to fit right, or just have this centered. All right, I like exactly where that's at now. And now we'll come back and do that hinge method. And again, these step stools or these benches are so important because you do want to be basically on top of this. I like to stand on that tire, get a little bit above it. I just need a little bit of tack on that. Break that tape there. And again, I'm not sure if I talked about temperature in here. When you do these kits, you do not want to do this outside. Low 70s is ideal. And again, as far as that being a dry install, it is a dry install. We do not recommend doing these wet. Those overlapping strokes. This should hit right up back on that tape line, and we did. All right. I'm so excited to see this kit in full. We've only done sides and partials of this for test fitting. And again, I like to pull back half, roll that back, put my hand on there, kind of hold that in place. Make sure that tape is pretty much lined up. Come back to those overlapping strokes. Pull the rest of that off. Line that up, just let it lay. Little tack isn't bad. All right, I think we are good. And remember, taking this mask off, you don't want to pull that directly up. Get that edge started and then peel it like 180 right on it, right over it. So. All right, there's a little spot there. And that's it. All right, guys, I hope you like this. This is what we're calling our Braptor kit. Again, obviously modeled after the Raptor. Very similar in that theme and pattern of how those graphics lay down. I'm going to get this cleaned up. We're going to come back, get some pictures, do a quick walk around. This should be up on the site probably, hopefully, in a week, which by the time this video comes up, it will be on there. And again, these can be customized. If you want to edit the colors, we can. We have played with this enough that we felt like this was what we, what we're going to be doing for the orange, the blue, brown version, and of course that gray version. We do have some swatch colors that we can send out if you're curious on how that's going to look on your car. We obviously have only test fitted this or put this on the Cactus, but different colors are going to have look different. I'd imagine the lighter colors are going to look better, but again, with that satin finish, that should look fine on a black or a dark gray or the antimatter. But again, as always, you guys have any questions, feel free to email us, leave a comment. We'll try to get back in those YouTube comments. We're kind of slow on that. Sorry about that. But call us. We're always here. You'll get me, and talk Bronco. Anyway, thanks, guys. Let me know what you think, and talk soon. Thank you.